Hi, my name's Dylan. I'll be your counselor today. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for seeing me. My name's Tristan.
It's nice to meet you. So before we get started, I'd just like to discuss confidentiality with you.
Sure.
Do you have any understanding of what confidentiality is?
It just means you won't tell what I tell you to anyone.
Yeah. So the basic idea is that what you say is kept between the two of us, and I won't disclose that to anyone else. There are some situations that I should tell you about in which I would have to talk to other people or go to the authorities, but they're very extreme situations. So if you told me that you were going to harm someone or yourself, or if I was subpoenaed in a court case or something like that, but assuming that doesn't happen, we shouldn't have any issues.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just get started. What brought you in today?
I'm incredibly unmotivated and depressed. I'm finding it harder and harder to get out of bed in the morning. My job sucks, and it's really kind of impacting all areas of my life.
Okay. Before we get into that, I'd just like to ask, what would you like to get out of these sessions? Like, what specifically can I kind of do?
I think, this is going to sound a little weird, I think I need to feel like I'm making progress.
Okay.
Just because, I guess self-motivation would be my biggest problem. So if I can come out of these sessions feeling like, inspired to do something and then to actually follow through with it,
Okay,
then
cool.
that would be the best.
So what I'm hearing is you want to make a change, and you want help sort of getting that desire to make a change. And
Yeah,
kind of stick
because
with
if
it.
I could do it by myself, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Okay, cool. So now, sorry about the little sidetrack.
That's okay.
So you mentioned your work and how you just feel very unmotivated around it, or?
Yeah, my job is terrible. I keep feeling more and more like I'm the only one who gives a crap about anything that goes on in my office. And everything that could go wrong is going wrong, and it just keeps spiraling out of control, and I find myself less and less motivated to care, let alone actually go to work.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, 0 motivation at all to do your job, and 10 being, like, I am the model employee, like, the company is my life, I gotta stick with it. Where do you think you'd fall on that, on an average day?
On an average day, I'm probably sitting at about a 7.
Okay. So you say you're at a 7.
Yep.
So why aren't you at, say, a 6? Like, what's keeping you at a 7?
I think it's that when
Oh.
it's the knowledge that if I don't go in and do it, like, everything will fall apart.
Okay.
So it's not so much like I want to be a great employee. It's like, oh my god, if I don't do this, it's not going to get done. And then I do it, and then no one gives a crap anyway.
So it's almost like forced motivation. In
Oh,
a way.
completely.
Like, you're not doing it for yourself.
No.
You're doing it so that everything doesn't fall apart.
Yeah.
Is everyone, like, do people at the office, are they aware that this is kind of the situation and that, like, all of this responsibility is falling on you, or?
I think they're aware that it's a shit show, but it's just nobody seems to even remotely care anymore. And I do these things, and they're like, "Oh yeah, good, glad you did that." I certainly wouldn't have. It's like, oh my god.
So it seems to me that you value, like, integrity in a sense, right? And you're doing the job, and you would like other people to be doing their job.
And I'm starting to lose that sense of integrity, and it's very worrying to me.
Okay. So do you have any ideas of? You said that you want to have this motivation to elicit change and kind of work towards becoming more motivated or working with this. Was there a time when you were working and you felt very motivated, not forced motivation because things were going badly, but you know what, like, things were going great, you felt appreciated, anything like that?
Well, even when things weren't going great, when we started this office here in Peterborough, there was, that sense of optimism and, like, everything's going to go way better than our last job did, and it'll be great. And then right from, like, day one, it was just a cluster. There's only so many crises I can deal with before I just want to wash my hands of the whole thing. But I can't, because it's my job, and I need to.
For sure. I'm just trying to think of something that could help, because really it does seem like you're very underappreciated in what you do, and it doesn't seem like you have any informal supports. Is there anyone in your office that you can turn to voice your concerns, or?
Not really. I mean, I've tried talking to my boss, and she's great on a like item to item kind of basis. But I mean, even yesterday, for example, half the office flooded because of the weather we've been having, and I'm bending over backwards, mopping and cleaning it up, and then the final call from the head ups come in. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. We're tearing part of that down anyway. It's fine. Just leave. Go home. I was like, I've been busting my butt for like 5 hours trying to get this under control, and you tell me just to, oh yeah, thanks, Jim, go home.
Yeah, good job. And then,
yeah, and it was just, and that's the woman I usually turn to back me up and stuff, and it was just a real slap in the face yesterday, and that's why I didn't go to work today.
So, in other aspects of your life, how is motivation?
It started to seep into other aspects of my life. Other little things that I can kind of put aside. Like, I'm just not doing well right now. I'm lonely. I'm not happy with how I look. I'm not just kind of all around sinking into a pretty deep depression.
Are there any aspects of your life that you're happy with? You're feeling good about? There are the glimmers of hope that kind of.
I've got a decent social circle again, which is nice. I've got lots of friends, people I can go hang out with. I'm making those connections again, but now it's getting harder and harder too. Tonight, for example, I could have been, out for a beer or out playing games, and it was like, nah, I'll just stay home, it's fine. And that's a place I've been in before, and I don't want to be there again.
Yeah. So you said you've got a good social surrounding. You've got lots of friends who are supportive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think they could provide some sort of support to you, or even you could use them for ways in which to keep yourself motivated about changing things?
No.
No?
I mean, I think like it's nice to hang out with people and have a distraction.
Yeah.
But I think if any real change is going to come, it's probably got to come from me.
Okay.
And that's not in the forecast.
So what would change look like to you? So like what would be different that you'd kind of have that light bulb, like, you know what, things are looking okay?
I think probably it all starts at home. I think if I could make a few changes to where I live, just maybe even something as simple as cleaning up my room. I'm a bit of a slob, and that really been hit me hard because I've been spending a lot of time in there lately, and my room in my apartment is an absolute sty, and I've had every opportunity in the world to just go in there and clean it up, and yet I don't.
Okay, so. It seems like that would potentially be a good place to start, do you think?
I think it would, but, I'm going to leave this session, go home, look at it, and go, I'll deal with it tomorrow.
So when you do have motivation in your life, motivation in your work and stuff like that, is there anything that specifically, turns it on for you? Like, that you could draw on, potentially, for other aspects, or...?
I think if something were to go right at the job, and something were to actually, there's that motivation, that kind of thing that gets you fired up, that's, I could, that's a jumping off point for sure.
Okay, so...
But it's just that's something completely out of my control.
Yeah. So you kind of have to wait for something to kind of really pump you up, and then you have to seize that opportunity kind of
capitalize on it.
Okay.
And none of it's been happening lately.
Just kind of a funk overall, I guess.
A huge one.
So I'm just trying to think, just little things that you could do to kind of build that motivation or that desire. Do you have any ideas of what you might be able to? If something good were to happen, is there something that you could seize and then just go do? Do you have anything that would be a first starting point to make a change? Or?
It would still probably be the room.
The room?
I moved into this apartment about 8 months ago.
Okay.
And I still have tons of posters and things to put on the wall, even basic pieces of furniture that I have not assembled and are just sitting in boxes, and I just have not ever had the urge to do that.
Okay.
So I need to. But
so you're looking at goals that you might want to do. From what I'm hearing, you you'd want to set up some maybe goals that would help.
Yeah.
So would it be feasible to set up some very small, attainable things that you could measure, so that at the end of the week you could say that, you know, I've done this much, and you can look back and see how that's going?
Yeah, I think giving myself a deadline would probably help.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't do it till the last minute, but if I had that deadline...
Hey, if you're still doing it, you're still doing it, right? So you mentioned posters in your room,
Yeah.
right? Would it be a good thing to maybe just, like, set a specific deadline and say, by this date, I want to have this many posters on?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be, realistically, do you think that you'd be able to get that done, or?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think that's the most... If I can't meet a goal like that, then it's probably not a lot of hope for anything else.
Well, then it means we just have to find a different starting point, right?
Yeah.
And small things add up and stuff like that. So
for sure.
We're running out of time.
Okay.
But, you know, maybe even just setting a very small, step-by-step goal might help ease you into making wider change.
Like even if I went and put like one up.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Something small.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just going to wrap up here, but I'd just like to ask, like, was this helpful for you? Is there anything that we could have done better?
No, I think I'm one of those people who always feels better when they can spitball off another person.
Okay.
I think I get inside my own head a lot, and talking this over with someone else is always really beneficial.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to help. And is this something that you'd think about doing again, like setting up other sessions, or?
Yeah, definitely, because
All right.
I think that'll help keep me on track.
Perfect. All right. Well, we can definitely do that and stay in touch. And thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
You as well.
Perfect.